there was no countdown. We were just like, hey, we're live.
It was like,
Hey,
hey,
we're
welcome
live.
everybody.
What is up?
How we doing?
We're live, man.
Well,
We're live,
I can finally
Live.
say welcome back to the SouthPoint Podcast live. It is August 25th. There's some volume going on in this place. Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, good. See, y'all trying to bust
We're
me
still
out.
good. All right.
We're good.
I need to restart this whole thing.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you
Restart
said
the
yes?
stream.
Restart the whole thing.
Oh.
And we're live.
And we're
It
back.
is August 25th, 2022, and I'm so happy to be back. My name is Carlos Tello, and I'm pumped
Pumped.
for this show today. I mean, we've been trying to record this episode for the last
2 months.
month and a half, 2 months, and since I think the beginning of June was the last time we've been here.
Yep.
I think originally it was my idea to take a break, and I guess we were forced to take a break.
Well, we took a break.
We took a break.
We took a big
long
old break.
Yeah, we were on a break. This is episode 44, and it has been a little bit since we've been live with you all, and that is not for lack of trying. We just could not work this thing out. But today is the day, and we are back. This is the #1 church podcast in DeSoto County,
The one and only.
probably. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, we might,
The
but
only.
we are the only.
I don't know if there's
only.
anybody
We're the only
else
one worth watching. Let's put
Absolutely,
it that
yeah,
way. We're the only
yeah,
one worth watching,
yeah.
for sure.
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm fine making
Oh.
That's
that.
a hot take.
I'm okay. I'm okay
Shots
with that.
fired.
That's just like saying that the Ravens are going to win the whole thing this year, which they are. So, it's not,
Hey, you know,
it's not a hot take if it's
Yeah.
true.
3 running backs. With me today, the next generation pastor here at SouthPoint Church, Carson Kreuger.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Man, it's so good. I'm glad I'm here.
So good. We have a very special guest in the house, the very talented Miss Gia Howell.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh.
Is that
Hi.
your support pillow? It looks like that's your support pillow. Is that your support pillow?
Yeah. His
Your
name
emotional
is
support.
Jimmy.
You named
Jimmy.
him his
name is-
That's
His
what
name
you
will
went with.
forever
Everything
be
was
Jimmy.
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 I'm going, Mom. Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Yeah,
How you
Jimmy's
doing,
my
buddy?
man.
My lovely wife is right over here in this corner helping us out on social media.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh wow.
Hi, Jacqui.
Hey, Carson.
And, of
Hi.
course, producer Katye is in the house making us all look and sound good.
Hello.
Man,
gonna
and no
fix
hat
Gia's
today.
mic.
She's
It's
got.
like
You guys
right
can't
in
see
front
it
Yeah,
on the
please
camera,
do.
but she's got all of the flair going, all the hair. It's amazing. Oh, Oh my gosh, she's in the shot for the first time
Put your head in,
ever.
Katie. Put your head in.
Now
Lean
she
in.
changed
Oh my
the
gosh.
camera
She
angle.
changed
Lean in.
the
That's
angle.
Changed the
What?
angle so you can't see
Well, now you can-
Producer
now I can't-
Katie. Producer
Like this?
Katie always
I
doing
was
what
gonna
she
sit like
does.
this. Yeah, thank you.
I love it.
But I need you to come step over here so everybody can see your hair after.
See, it moves a lot. That was the problem.
A little behind,
used to holding
little
a mic.
behind the scenes look,
It's
everybody.
very loose.
It is. So yeah, so the Cowboys are going to
Gotta
lose
move
everything
this
this
way.
year.
Man, I tell you what, our left tackle's done for the season.
Hey,
basically.
but let's talk about your punt returns.
Okay.
Let's talk about your special teams, bro.
It's preseason,
Dude, special teams, man.
It's preseason.
That I've never seen somebody run like that, except for like maybe Ray Lewis when he was running from those allegations, but, or like half of your offense.
Gia
No one
is
cares about football.
the third of the Howells to join us at the SouthPoint Podcast.
Oh, wow.
Man, dude.
I'm they got my dad on here.
Was
at some
OC
point?
on here?
Yes, your dad.
yeah,
Oh,
that was
gosh.
the that was
Her-
that was the nerd that was the neurotic podcast.
That was the
yeah.
nerd podcast we did.
Oh.
That was
With,
awesome.
Brandon Spencer as well. So y'all go back.
Oh,
yeah,
I did not know that existed.
over here.
Oh, it was so good.
I didn't know that
It was
existed.
3
Carson
hours.
was also involved. Yeah,
It
we
was
talked for
3
forever.
hours.
Did you
Hours.
talk
That
about
was
anything?
Relevant?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course we did.
I mean,
We talked
It's-
a little worship.
it was
a
I
little
think- I
worship,
think
but
it
a
was-
lot of Star Wars. Is that
I
what
think
I'm
it
hearing?
was titled "Music, Movies, and Something Else," and
Yeah.
we just talked about.
I think it was like music, movies, and manhood or something.
Yeah, it
good.
was
It
fantastic.
was
That
awesome.
Oh,
sounds like a
manhood.
really
That was one of
bad
our-
coming of age.
That was one of our longer.
Coming of age.
It was a
Coming
nice
of age
coming of age
movie.
story.
I mean, it's better than Mystic Pizza or Mystic River. So
Oh my gosh! Hey, if you're joining us live right now, be sure to join in on the fun. Drop your comments and
Yeah.
questions in the chat, and we will be getting to as many as we can as we go along. We're about a month away from summer ending,
yeah,
and I cannot
Officially.
wait. My goodness, it's so hot.
Mm.
But the summer of Glo Up has been on fire.
yeah.
My goodness, and we'll get to
Yeah.
those stories here in just a few minutes.
Oh man,
I'm going to do just a little bit of housekeeping real quick. The 7 I Ams of Christ is happening right now. That is the current series we're on. Week 4 is this Sunday. Pastor Craig is in the house. And let me
Yeah,
just
he
say, I'm going to
is.
say this because week 2, if y'all missed the actual in-house experience with the lights,
So good.
it was something else. And if you were out in the lobby or if you were at home watching online, you completely missed out. I'm just asking you guys, come
Go
back
and
into the
watch it,
house,
yeah.
be a part of the body of Christ, and be a part of what God is doing here at SouthPoint Church. And on top of just the messages, the worship has been phenomenal. You guys are killing it every
Thank
Sunday, Gia and Katie and all the band team. And, producer Katie and I get that front row seat to
Good
help.
job to you, Carl.
Oh, hey,
I
Yeah.
hate talking with the headphones.
Why?
There's like a delay.
you're
and
hearing
it's-
yourself in
yeah.
there? Maybe we should all be cool and have headphones that don't have like actual sound in them. But hey,
Just have them. Just
but
have
just
them.
for the look, you know how there's a ton of podcasts out there. They all have the headphones. Like, why do you have headphones? You're sitting right next to the person. Like, you
It
can't
just
hear 'em.
looks nice.
It looks good.
It
Right?
looks good, but not really, honestly.
Right.
It has its moments.
Yeah, we got a lot of people joining in.
Yeah.
Hey, but seriously, come into the house, be a part of what we're doing here at SouthPoint Church. Don't sit out in the lobby unless you have a screaming kid. That's understandable.
Yeah, please do.
Put
Don't
them in Kids Point.
yeah,
Then,
put 'em in
Please
Kids
leave.
Point.
then come into the
Put them in
auditorium.
Kids Point
Yeah.
and come in. Even if you sit in the very back of the auditorium, don't miss out on what's
Mm-hmm.
going on because it's so good. And I'm sure that this Sunday is going to be fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Great job this past Sunday, Pastor Jonathan Ritchie.
Yeah,
I
come
think
on,
he
buddy.
had surgery today of some sort.
He
if
did
I'm
cataract
correct.
work.
Cataract work.
So yeah, keep
So
him in
y'all be in
thoughts.
prayer
Yeah.
for Pastor Ritchie. Tomorrow is the Gather Conference.
It
It
is.
is a lot of women gathering at, I think, Brown. Is it Brown Baptist? Is that where it's going to be?
I'm going to plead the fifth and say
Okay.
maybe.
It is. It is.
It's
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Got to retweet from
Thank
somebody
you.
in the
Thank
room.
you.
That's right.
So,
It is.
yeah, all you
It
ladies out there that are
is.
going to be enjoying that, have
It
fun, and we'll be praying for you guys. Katie, do you have Celebrate Recovery tonight?
Yeah.
Celebrate Recovery,
Yeah.
6:30
6:30 tonight.
tonight.
It's going to be at 6 tonight.
At
Is
6.
that solidarity? Well,
Yeah,
that's
so the
okay,
recovery-
all right.
recovery-
Solidarity recovery.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Katie. I'm
Bunch of
sorry.
dorks.
Sorry, my bad.
We have food tonight, so come
Oh.
at 6.
Yes. All right. So,
Hey.
except for those suffering with food addiction, please don't eat.
Oh my gosh.
We love you. Please come, but be careful.
Don't eat.
I'm going to need you to get out.
That's
Oh,
all right.
man.
That's the end of it,
And
and
we're
that's how the
You're
mic.
done.
That's how
And
my
you're
mic
fired.
gets turned off for the
You're
rest
fired.
of the podcast. Oh, goodness,
This
man.
Sunday is also Groups Sunday.
GPS Sunday. Dude.
GPS
It's gonna be
Sunday.
Awesome.
Hey, come get plugged into a group. Not only
Mhm.
come to the auditorium and worship with us, but come get plugged into a group if you're not in one. It will change your life.
It will.
You will make some relationships that you never think that you would ever make. I
Mhm.
mean, Gia's sitting here because, we love you, Gia, and our best friends are your parents, and we would not have gotten that relationship without being in a group with them.
Absolutely.
So that is
Kinda happened
massive.
that way.
It did.
Now
So
you're
I have
s- now you're stuck
somebody
with
to
us.
blame
So
now.
now you're
Okay.
stuck with
Oh wow.
Wow.
Group Sunday.
It got dark. Like, oh, groups made
Those
me
dang
friends with
groups.
these people.
Those dang groups are making friends out of our parents. Yeah.
Jeez.
But hey, seriously, groups are fantastic. Come get signed
It
up.
is, man. You can sign up for one, or if you feel that like, hey, they don't have something for me, start one. Seriously, we got some great coaches that would love to give you all the tools and resources you need. So, seriously,
Yep.
come
It
talk
looks
about
like
it.
we have a lot of people pouring in
Yes.
online. Who we got out there?
So KK's joining in.
Oh,
Hey.
hey. Hi,
What's
honey.
up?
Kind of
We
missing
miss
her a little
you.
bit.
Miss you, sweetie.
Of course, Tim's tuning in. He's
up,
super
Tim?
Tim's
excited,
always here.
about all this. Shanna Dickerson said that she'll be there for GPS Sunday, representing Kicking It
Ooh.
with Jesus, hit kickboxing and
Kicking it.
fitness.
Oh,
Kickboxing.
kicking it with-
I'm
That is a
coming.
name.
I'm
It
coming.
Sounds aggressive.
with
Yeah.
With
So
Jimmy.
With her
Fun.
boot. Wait,
With
throw
her
your boot
boot.
up. Kickboxing with the boot.
Oh my
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Kickboxing
Maybe
with the
I
boot.
can just
I
box,
will
no
not
kicking.
be participating
Box, no
with you in
kicking
that.
with Jesus.
do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you can do that,
Boxing with that sounds a little aggressive. Boxing with Jesus.
but okay, never
'Cause
mind.
I
Let's,
lose.
what else we got? What else we got out there?
Chris
I feel like
Pierce
kicking is-
has commented and said Gia can sing.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Gee, you can
Yes,
sing.
thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Rita Lubbers is saying hello. Everybody's just
Hello.
tuning
Hello,
in.
Rita.
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome
Nice.
everybody again. If you're just now joining us, join on the conversation. Have some fun with us. I'm going to ask you guys a question about your favorite memories for youth group trips. And
Oh, buddy.
good or bad. I want to
Come
hear
on.
them. I want to hear them. So get those stories
Yes.
ready. We're going to get there in just a second. If you're not joining us live, you're listening at home or in the car or at work later on after the fact. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, plus many others. If you're joining us live and you miss any part of the show, you can always get back on here and watch the entire episode
Yep.
whenever you want to. It is archived on our Facebook page. This summer has been real busy for you, my friend.
It's been wild, my
It's
man.
been real busy.
been
How besides that, how has your summer been? How your guys' summer been?
Man, I thought summer was great. I didn't get to take any vacations.
It's not over yet.
I didn't get to take any vacations that like originally like my wife and I we went to Costa Rica right before school ended.
Yeah.
So we took a break. I think leading up to graduation, which was super great. Got to just relax, go do some stuff, hang out with fam. So that was we needed that and we loved it. And then it was just 100 miles an hour, like June 1st, and was running. Went to a wedding in Massachusetts and climbed a mountain. That was
Heyo.
cool.
Wow.
Mountains.
That was cool.
Mountains are nice.
That was cool.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I liked the summer so far. What about you?
I mean, it was good. I didn't climb a mountain
You didn't.
or
you did,
go
you-
to Costa Rica.
No, but you did have like the fight of your life. Like,
I did.
You actually
I
were, like,
I
the
was
Karate
Cobra
Kid.
Kai. I
So-
was Cobra Kai.
No. Miyagi-Do. Do not. Don't,
Miyagi.
No,
don't get rid of that.
I'm
Eagle
Eagle
Fang?
Fang.
Eagle
I'm
Fang?
Eagle
Oh,
Fang.
no.
Eagle
I'm
Fang?
sorry.
Eagle Fang Karate.
Johnny is 10 times better. I'm sorry. His
Wow.
I need the aggression.
Wow.
Too much love, it just doesn't get me anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I competed at
Sensei
a world
Miyagi
championship.
is crying in his grave.
You competed at Worlds in
I did,
Florida.
in Florida.
What was that experience like? Team
It was-
USA.
It was terrifying. There were 32 countries,
Mm.
and Denmark was just the worst. I mean, I love them.
In the history of the world, anyone's ever said Denmark. Ugh.
No, I mean, we love them because we have to. But they were so mean.
So great.
I was sitting next to them because we had a parade or whatever happened, and I sat down and they were sitting next to us. And my sensei, he's awesome, he's fantastic, but he's very old, so he doesn't quite. He has that old person, those quirks. And this one guy was just completely making fun of him, and I was like, I wanted to hit him, but I didn't because I knew I had to compete against him later, and I was like, I don't
You
want to
just take
start
the aggression
something.
out then.
I should have
Channel it.
Yeah,
Channel it.
I should have done that.
Break their nose.
I should've done
Mercy is for the
And-
weak.
yeah, you
Honk.
see that headline: Florida girl starts a massive brawl, and the
Denmark declares war.
Denmark.
the United States just says, go away. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. We've had a pretty busy summer as well, and it's just been massively crazy. But I think God is showing out for us as well. It's been so good. Tim, I'm gonna step in real quick. Tim says, "What does she consider old?"
Oh,
Do you consider
like
Tim
the
old?
like the age or the quirks of old people.
How about let's start with
The quirks.
The
is
quirks.
They don't
Okay.
seem to understand anything, honestly. Like
It's because they can't hear you.
no, like we were.
Hey, what'd you say? That's like you're talking to Jason. If you're talking to Jason on the wrong
So
side,
we
you
have
can't
the
hear you.
captions on here.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
No.
Yep.
No, there was
Yeah. Go ahead.
this demonstration of karate, basically like Karate Kid at
Yeah.
its finest on stage. It was awesome, but I
You're
don't.
the best.
He was. I don't know. He's a karate instructor, so I don't get why he was looking the way he was at everything. But he was looking at us and was like, "Do you think they know that it's just not right?" And I'm like, "This is like ancient Japanese stuff, Sensei. I don't think. I don't think this is."
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love old people.
He's very
man. They're
particular.
amazing. So okay, so the quirks. So what do you see as like age? Like when do you become old?
Like oh. I would say about. I'm trying to be very careful
tread lightly
here.
on this. He knows who's tuning
I'm gonna
in.
say about 80. That's when.
80. Okay, that's
Tim,
nice.
you're
Yeah,
good. You're
Tim,
like
you're good. You got like
middle-aged.
2 more
Yeah,
years,
you're
bro.
middle-aged.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
covered.
80s.
Tim's got like 2 more years, so
80
that's
you're
good. That's
up there.
good. That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
80 years old. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
like my grandmother who's 80, 89, 88.
She's old.
She's old. Okay,
Yeah.
I can
Old.
figure that. She is old. She's like, if a wind like would knock her over like a
I told Tim he was like my granddad one time.
Oh,
and
how did he take that?
You know what he did? He
He
bought
got
himself a
mad at me.
skateboard. He got a peel and stick tattoo, and he started wearing a backwards hat saying, "What's up, my cool
Ain't that
kids?"
mean? Yeah, ain't that mean?
What's up, my cool kids?
Katye, how was your summer, or how is your summer so far? Because it's not over yet. It's still too hot.
It's pretty great. It's been
Yeah.
busy, but it's been
Yes.
good. A lot of fun stuff happening here.
Yeah, but okay.
Y'all get so quiet when I answer.
well, no.
Oh,
I mean,
we're listening.
I just-
We're
no, no,
listening.
but, like, how can you consider this still the summer? Like, it's hard to say because it gets cool. Like, it doesn't get cool
Well,
over here.
officially, it's still summer. Yes, that's.
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
I can get that.
I think I think I looked it up. September 22nd is the official day,
Last
day of the summer.
okay.
Although,
September 22nd.
yes.
And
And
So it'll still be 95. Cool.
In this part of the country, I mean, it's like there's always a groundhog that's like, oh no, you're having 6 more weeks of summer. Like it doesn't ever.
In the middle of January. It's
Yes.
just like, ha-ha!
Yeah,
80.
yeah, it's
Like,
hot
it's just-
all the time.
Why? There's no rhyme or reason. But yeah, this works.
I just leave it up to the groundhog.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about all these youth trips that you had.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, you know what, Glow Up's off for the summer, and then boom, like event after event.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems
it's,
like-
it's a little different. So, like, we do summer at SouthPoint for Glow Up a little differently because we try to get outside of these 4 walls,
Absolutely.
right? So we try to do, like, every week, we did something out in the community, whether it was like going bowling or it was let's go skating, let's go to a park, right? Let's do like basketball here, like just ways to get out of this building
Absolutely.
and try to change things up,
Yeah.
right? I think that was something that we tried a couple of years ago because it just seemed to be everybody takes a break in the summer anyway, and it just seemed easier to kind of help everybody get a time to recharge. My leaders specifically get a time to recharge, and then
That's
you know,
very important. By the
I don't
way.
know. I mean, it was always kind of a hit or miss depending on, you know, how things would go in the summer, right? As far as being a part of the different things.
I mean, yeah, but there's always people that were there.
There were people.
The people who wanted to be there were there.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
And there are people that still say that we should do Glow Up year round, right? Just never stop.
Yeah, I don't think.
Every
I don't
I feel
think
like it
that's.
would be very.
I don't think
There would be
for-
not a lot of people there.
Yeah,
In the summer. You think
No.
so?
It would just be the very Jesus
your core.
crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Jesus
People-
crazy is always a good way.
Yeah, I had those. You know those guys
yeah.
on the side of the street with the signs?
Oh, the Westboro Baptist.
Okay,
folks.
yeah, that's what I thought when I said it out
Cool,
loud.
cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Protesters
but
outside
not
of
like
Bethel.
that.
Not like that.
No, but the ones that really
the
love
anti-Jesus crazy.
Yeah,
people.
okay, that's what we'll call them. Yeah.
The anti-Jesus. We can call them the anti-Christ.
No, let's
No?
let's reel it back in.
Okay.
No.
The producers.
I think no. She's like, I think it is important though to take a break because, especially for you and your leaders, you do need that recharge moment because I mean I've worked in youth leadership before, and it gets so. I mean, and it's great and it's amazing to pour into this young generation. It is extremely important, everybody. And if you don't have any place to serve, Carson would love to have you.
Oh
on
man,
Wednesday
please
night.
come talk to me.
No, I'm dead serious. But
Yeah, he is dead serious. Like, please.
and working
I'll pay you.
with these
Not
young,
much. And it may not be real currency, but I'll pay you.
you get a chocolate bar and a Coca-Cola. on the
Hey,
way
come
out.
on.
But it's super important. But at the same time, you do get kind of worn out after as the year goes on, and you're sitting there going, okay, that's for the burnout. That's to prevent the burnouts. That's to prevent losing leaders and help because it is so easy to get just you're there every week, and then after a while you're like, I just won't go anymore.
Well, and now we're seeing kind of the tidal wave. You know, it's kind of like when a tsunami hits the shore, the water recedes first, right? And it builds up inside the Gulf or inside the ocean, and then it just swells and knocks everything through. And I've been talking to youth pastors around the country, friends of mine, people that are in other positions, and it's the tidal wave's now starting to come back from COVID and from everything, right? Where people kind of receded. You know, students didn't know what they wanted to do. People wanted to kind of figure out their lives. Some people moved. Some people, you know, changed jobs, whatever. And across the board, it's just this massive wave. And we saw it at Axis conference that we take our middle schools to. It's sold out for the first time.
That's
in
fantastic.
Its history, and it was insane. It was all in a good way.
Yeah.
It was awesome having so many people. But it's just now you're seeing this tidal wave come back in, and it's we got it.
Yeah, I walked into the lobby last night for
Yeah.
just a minute. I wasn't even
96.
planning to. I did a loop around because Jonathan Gardner was there, and he was like, "I need to ask you a question." So I walked in, and there's just sea of just like students everywhere, and you could like there was leaders like you know, it looked like the movies when you see the trading stock floors. Or
Oh, yeah,
like,
when they're running?
Yeah, when they're
Yeah,
running,
yeah, yeah.
everybody's doing this thing. Like it was all over the place.
That's a
and
really good example.
But yeah,
I'm gonna keep that.
You like that? Okay,
I
good.
like
you
that
can
a
have
lot.
that. That's for free. You can have that for free.
It's like Panic Friday every single Wednesday.
But and I remember I stopped and talked to Jonathan Ritchie at one point, and I said, "Man, there's a lot of kids in here." I said, "But that's a great thing."
Oh yeah,
We both agree. We both kind of took that like old. I was old for a minute, Jim.
Oh,
We both did the old move where we just sat there and looked around, and everybody, you know, was like, "All right, this is cool." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm good," and I walked right back out of the door because there was so much chaos happening. But it was like good chaos. It's like, okay, these kids are coming in, and that's what you want. Even for the kids who are just coming to hang out, because you don't know when that one Wednesday night is going to click.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know when it's going to happen. Yeah, and then a life change could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, everybody out there, if you need somewhere to serve,
come see me. I'll be at my group
even if you
corner.
don't like kids that much, come on anyway.
You can avoid them for most of the night if you come serve. I can't promise everywhere, but at some point. So
you mentioned Axis Conference. Let's talk about that.
So we take the middle schoolers to the Axis Conference in the Life Church of Memphis, and man, it is I don't know. I think high energy is a good word.
It's like
a
Christian club. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it really
it's a rave.
It is a
you
rave.
walk
I mean,
in, everyone is hype.
It's crazy energy, and it's so cool because it brings the students out of an element, especially for the middle schoolers. So these 6th grade, 7th, 8th graders, it gives them an opportunity and their parents to kind of let go a little bit and then let them experience it, because we stay in a hotel in Memphis. We get to be a part of this conference, but it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a 1,000-person probably auditorium, and it's at least 80% is students of all ages from 6th to 12th grade, because we take our middle schoolers, but it's for everybody.
Right.
And yeah, it's a Christian club. I mean, it gets rowdy, it gets loud. It's the teaching, everything is just so different. It's so different, and it's so good in the way they do it. And it really emphasizes the fun side of what it's like to be around like-minded people.
Absolutely.
And people just figuring it out. I mean, that was you'll still have students that, like, we have students that went that this has been the first time they'd ever had it. We had several. This was the first time they ever left home. I think this was for you guys. Speaking of that, so we have you guys both sent your oldest daughter.
Yes.
How was that week for you guys? I mean,
Traumatizing.
Really?
No, not really.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
As from a parent standpoint, we trusted the hands that she was in, but this is the first time that we've let our child go.
You trusted me or my leaders?
Your leaders.
Oh, okay, cool.
I trusted who she roomed with.
Good choice.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I was traveling everywhere. I was continent hopping at her age, and so. It was just different. It was different because I didn't understand why my parents had reserves about me going across to another continent. Yeah. She's just going across the state line. She freaking had a ball, though. She loved it.
Good.
And
she came back saying bruh.
She said, she said bruh like 32 times in an 8-second period. But she even said this, like, she's counting down. Like, she knows the days until next year's Access.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready for it to be here again. It's great.
Yeah, she couldn't wait to tell us all the stories, and I think some of the stuff was on YouTube. Like
some of the recaps. And
so
stuff,
like she was like, "Dad, you got to watch this part. This is what it was." Like it was this overload of just things, but that's what it's supposed to be. Like you want this thing to be engaging for these young kids, because if you go into just a boring setting, who's going to want to go back again? And it has to be, like you said, just club atmosphere. And the folks out there that are going, "Oh, but that's not what church is about." Why not? Why can't we have fun like that?
Yeah, I think it's this beautiful balance, and there's also there's this really cool redemption in it. So like this year, they try to have a musical guest, and the first year that we were part of it, I think they had Torrin Wells came. When it was like 2019, I think he came in.
I completely forgot about
2020, it was canceled because of COVID.
Yep.
And then 2021, they didn't have enough, like they're touring. People were not touring yet.
Yep.
So they had this weird like video thing that was also really good, but they were able to get an artist this year. And so one night they just have this artist come in. They lead in kind of like this cool, it's the youth concert, right?
Yeah.
It's like for us, it's like the Switchfoot or the Toby Mac comes. They had Hillsong Young and Free.
It's fantastic.
And it was so cool because of all the stuff that has happened with the hit piece at Hillsong and the documentary and the scandals and everything they've been through. It was really cool. As a pastor, right, and as a leader, you can watch them experience it on stage. And this is the first time they had done everything together as a band. That was the first time since COVID that they had been able to actually perform live together. And it wasn't the complete band, but it was those that remain. And there was a little bit of a kind of a. You could see it in their face, like it's good to get.
There's
past
a lot of energy they needed to get out.
Yeah, there's a lot of this. I'm ready to get past it. Right, it's just like when you face struggles in life. You at some point you're ready to talk about them and then move past them. And it felt like that for the band, at least from sitting in the stands. And every one of the people they had that spoke is just great. It was always a knockout of the park. So
good. Hey, if you have any middle schoolers out there
that
didn't go last year.
You will hear about it nonstop on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
it was literally was all I heard yesterday.
Be brave and let your kids out.
Yeah,
let them experience.
They will be okay.
They'll be okay. They'll
Yeah.
let them go out and experience
If
these things.
if I
'cause
can
it's-
do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, because she was like, man, up to like the final hour. This
It
one
was
was
bad.
like, I think I'm going to show up every day and just make sure everything's fine. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'm not going to tell you where the hotel is, but you can do what you got
We
to do.
knew where you gave us. That was information.
I did.
We relinquished.
I
It
did.
was fun.
Parents, I can promise you, if you will give your students the chance, you will find out that they are a whole lot more. They're a whole lot more resourceful than you think they are. Especially if you give them a little bit of that freedom and let them trust. I think you'll see. I think it goes a long way. It really
and if you're
does.
not ready for that, bring them on a Sunday on a Wednesday night.
yeah,
And
because
there's-
that energy that you'll see, especially with
Yeah.
the middle school group,
I
is,
saw it yesterday. Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
yeah. That energy you will see is just imagine, like, just magnify that across
Yeah.
30 churches across this country
Mm-hmm.
in one building. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
But it's epic. It's
So
epic.
good. So good. Eagle Rock followed
Yep.
not that far after. Like you had this
6 days. It was 6 days.
I was
6
worried about
days.
your mental health there for a minute.
Man.
So 6 days later, you're driving all the way to Eagle Rock, Tennessee.
Yeah, so we take the high schoolers to a place called Eagle Rock Camp in Tallahassee. So if you know where Chattanooga is and Knoxville, it's kind of nestled right there in the in between, and it's beautiful, man. It is out in the Smoky Mountains. It's in a natural park, so you can never build beside the camp or in front of it. So it's literally that it will always be there the way it is. And man, this year was, I don't know, this year was so cool.
Was it?
It was so cool. It was just cool because it was more relaxed, and there was a lot of there's a lot of things that we couldn't do before that we were able to do. So we were able to do like a fireworks show and experience kind of the overall
The youth
area.
pastor with fireworks. That's just
Oh yeah.
That's
There
just
was
a
some,
meme in
when we get to the
itself.
stories, we got some great ones from this summer, man. It was fantastic. And then just being able, like, we were gonna go and originally go tubing, and this is the spoiler for all those students that thought this was part of the schedule. We were gonna go tubing, and it's kind of this lazy river effect. And Gia went on that one.
I did.
last year, and it was fun.
I was actually thinking about it last night. I was like, man, if only I could go back and just tube the rest
The
of my
tubing
life.
was fun, and
Yeah.
the water was really low, and so it was like, if you go to it and it's too low, you're basically walking your tube the whole time. It's not a lot of fun. So I was like, okay, well, what can we do around it? So we actually made a big pivot and went whitewater rafting, and you know what? I love putting students in uncomfortable situations. I love putting people in uncomfortable situations because
Yeah,
I
I
think
can
it
tell.
brings the best out of them.
She's like, I can tell.
Yeah, I
can
mean, you've
tell.
been around me enough. You've
I have.
experienced it. It's like, hey, figure
Yeah.
this out. But watching like Dylan Howell, right? Watching Bubbles get all like he was nervous. Like, I don't mind shouting him out here. He will. Everybody was. He was actively nervous about this whitewater rafting. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I don't want to do this, man. I'm like, dude, this would be awesome. And he was having a blast. Everybody had a great time. But it's so different because you go from this high energy, this constant, basically content in your face as a middle schooler, to slow down, unplug, right, let things go, and just experience God in a very primal way. And it's so much more than, I think, for high schoolers that are moving so much faster. I think it's just necessary to just stop and slow down.
there is a massive contrast, and it is needed
Oh, it is, yeah.
because the younger those middle schoolers,
High
the-
energy.
it is high energy. The attention span's a lot less, so you don't. Yeah, you
And when
need
you pour
the
into that and
constant
you lean
deal.
into that, right, you give them the opportunity to experience it where they're at. And if you really ask high schoolers, they really just want to chill. A lot of them don't want to have to feel like, okay, I'm going to the next thing, to the next thing, the next thing. They actually, we put this in more this year than past years, but we added more free time. That was just hang out, just talk, just spend time in community. And it built more relationships, not just with each other, but with the prayer partners at the camp. Because by the time we get there, the staff that they have has prayed over every student by name. And before you leave, you get the opportunity to actually sit with your prayer partner, talk about things. And they have a prayer room that's there. And we have seen students every year that have gone, that have walked away healed, that have walked away with this, like, they're a different person. I mean, they are just physically, emotionally, spiritually different. So
That's
it
so
was
good.
really powerful this year. Just because of some other elemental stuff that was so cool, like doing the final night in the middle of a rainstorm and just everything by candlelight. It was just super cool. Really, really
That's
cool
fantastic. Gia, you have experienced both of these
I have.
events.
I did.
What are your fondest memories of either one or both?
Okay. Axis. That was my favorite. I think because, like you said, it was the first time I got outside of my little bubble. Because I was homeschooled. I graduated. Yay me. But I was homeschooled. And I didn't see I had a lot of friends, but I didn't get to see people like me that were that energetic and loved Jesus. And first time I went, I fell off a chair because I was that hype. Everyone was standing on chairs and they were cheering. I was like, I want to do that too. And then I fell and knocked down a bunch of other chairs. But the people, they were still hyped. They were still cheering as I was picking them up. But it was I think that's what really started my faith with God was Access, that first Access. I was 12. And seeing so many people who just loved God and loved people who were my age and weren't ashamed about it. Because, I mean, when you're a middle schooler, you're so caught up in, I want to be cool. Yeah. I want to be the person that everyone loves. And I don't think it is until you actually realize that Jesus loves you the way you are, that you actually are the person that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that if you don't know the love God has for you.
Yeah, that's good.
So Access showed me that. Yep. And you go rock, you unplug. It's fun. Yeah. It was chaotic the year I went.
It was chaotic.
But it was fun.
That was the first year.
That was the second year.
That was second year. The first year we went in 2020. I don't really consider that like the actual Eagle Rock experience because I mean we can get into this. So like
next
well,
year.
no, because like we were literally like Access didn't cancel until like June 1st, right? So we were still like, we may be going, we may not. We get the call, it's not happening. And then we planned everything, right? We planned everything we were going to do. A couple days in Chattanooga. We were going to go hiking, go experience the city. And then we were going to go to Eagle Rock for like 3 days and then come home. And then literally the 4 days before we were supposed to leave is when the world re-shut down. Everybody remember like we shut down, but then there was that spike in the summer and then everything shut back down again, right? So we as a staff and everything were like, are we still going to do this? Is we still going to go? We got the green light and everything I had planned changed. Every restaurant was no longer letting us sit inside. It was like takeout only. The lobby for the hotel was closed. They had a limit on the outdoor pool of how many people could be in the pool, everything. So that trip was a lot more about students learning that I'm not perfect and that I make mistakes, and that I can get a little angry about some things and I can't control them. Mm-hmm. And it was a fun trip. And if you ask a lot like Madison and Zash and Allie, they still say that's one of their favorite ones. But for like Madison, he's like, well, it's just because I saw how angry you got in situations. I was like, it was shooting from the hip, man. Everything was shooting from the hip. It was just like figure it out as it happens because it was literally changing. So yeah, a little bit better. But last year was fun. Last year had its moment.
It was my first year. So everyone was telling me, Gia, this is the best thing you're ever going to experience. You have no idea how good it's going to be. You're going to feel God in ways you didn't. I'm like, that sounds kind of violent, but okay.
It was violent.
You're going to feel God in ways you never imagined. I'm like, oh, okay. When we got there, I was really pretty. There's beautiful views.
It's gorgeous up there.
You really do feel like you're the only people left on Earth in like a good way.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But it was very chaotic.
It was very chaotic.
It was very chaotic.
It was chaotic. It was awesome.
It's definitely great to get away sometimes. I mean, I think
is
all ages kind of need that reset and refocused time. And so I'll make sure that you all out there are taking care of your mental health and spiritual health as well because it's super important. We're going to try to move along just a little bit quicker.
Come on.
The July series that you brought.
Making Waves.
Man, you've had a summer, I tell you what. Making Waves was so much fun. I got to be a part of it slightly with making a little like summer playlist. Little surfing stuff going on.
I loved it, man. When I heard the Beach Boys Surfing USA on there, I was like, this is perfect. I loved it. So fun. Yeah, it was so cool. Craig came to me and he asked me about it and I was like, man, I'd love to do it. And I loved the series. I mean, it was mine. I wrote it, but I'm biased about it. But I've been wanting to do a series like that for a while, and I think it tied in so well with Young Guns and just everything.
Absolutely. Young Guns.
So much fun.
Young Guns Part 2.
Part Deuce.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Part Deuce, man. It was, man, I really was. So, like, for me, there's always that moment, especially in leadership, where you feel like, was something a one-off, or can we duplicate it, right? I think of, like, there's a Phil Jackson quote that says, you're only successful in the moment when you make a successful act, right? So you have to do it again. You have to be able to run this back and it be successful. And I want to say, and I don't, because you were part for both years. I think it was more successful this year than it was last year.
I mean, last year was amazing. Like, don't discount that.
Yes.
But the connection of every element, from Kids Point to the way worship was done, every element just seemed like it was more, maybe not as simple, but it was definitely more. I don't know. It just felt like it was like we stretched even farther than we did the first year.
Yep.
And it felt really good. Especially, I didn't even know until the video rolled on Young Gun Sunday
the haps.
that the haps,
The kids' haps.
That was
the
so
Kids
cute.
Point kids filmed it.
That's
Like,
been my favorite one.
I remember standing next to Craig. I was standing next to Pastor Craig, and we were watching it roll, and I started tearing up because I was just like, I was blown away.
Yeah,
and
it's
I don't.
so special.
You scheduled that and then forgot to tell me.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely
Sounds about right.
definitely a me
Sounds right.
thing. No,
It
but
was great though.
it was, and I had no idea. Like I was blown away, and I think that really shows as a culture here that we really are. And PC said it in the beginning of the message that we go into the house as Abraham did to find those warriors and build up those leaders.
Yep.
Even when we were like, hey, we need somebody to hold the camera, the students and the kids stepped in to do that.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that is something that's a part of like, I'll step up. It's not even I have to ask you. There's just this this understanding of I want to do it.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
were all fighting over like who could run the camera, who could hold the boom mic for audio.
Like I that makes me like, do you know,
That's
like
so much fun.
and especially someone who grew up in a really like dynamic youth ministry.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was a part of it for so many years. Do you remember how hard it was to find like people to
Any
do
help?
the lighting?
Absolutely.
Oh gosh.
Oh, we want to do
Every-
this skit.
Yeah.
We want to do this
Oh, my
puppet
gosh.
show, and they would just be like, "No, I'm out." And now you have this generation that is they
hungry for it.
want
Yeah.
something because they want something that's theirs, and they want to own it, and they want to be able to say it's mine, and I can build it up.
It's as much theirs
cool.
as it is ours and
Yeah.
older generations. I mean, that's the thing about the church is sometimes certain age groups get ignored, and unfortunately, it's getting to your age group, and it's been probably the most focused is this the young adult age group. Sometimes gets lost because it's like once you're out of high school, see you later. Come
Well,
back
yeah.
when you get married.
Yeah, well, the
You
earnest
know?
becomes on you.
Really,
I mean,
yeah.
to stay
Yeah.
connected,
And
it's,
so
yeah.
if you don't invest while they're in the kids' point age and the we point age and all that age, you're gonna have that problem where they're gonna well, church isn't for me.
yeah.
This is only for the old people. So I'm gonna leave.
I mean, that was like,
Yeah.
so for both years, like junior and senior year, what did it feel like being on that stage? And again, I know you sing and lead worship all the time, but like, what did it feel like?
The first year it was terrifying because I mean, like
Okay.
you said, I sing and I lead worship a lot, but it was just us. It was just us picking the songs. It was just us figuring out, okay, we're gonna pray here, we're gonna ad lib here. It was terrifying because you kind of, like you said, with the older generation, you kind of get dismissed. But it felt like, oh, we have something to prove.
Yeah.
And of course, after a while, I was like, we don't have to prove anything to them. It's just for God. But at that moment, it was like, we have something to prove to them. That we're just as good, if not better, than they imagine. That we love God just as much, if not more, than they could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So it felt like a lot of pressure. Whereas the second year, I guess I got used to the stage a little bit more.
Okay.
And a little bit more confident in my own faith.
Did it feel
in
like
my
home?
own. It
That
did.
was your space.
It was instead of me feeling like I had to prove something to them, it was like, oh no, I know God is going to be happy with this as long as I'm here for Him.
Good.
So it didn't feel as chaotic. If I had a lot more confidence and a lot more energy. So I think that's probably why you said the second year was a lot better, because I feel like overall, from the kids that did it the year previous, I think we had a lot more confidence in our own faith
Yeah.
and who we were.
Yeah, I know you guys, and you guys probably never heard it, but the inspiration that you guys had, I can't tell you how many students, how many kids, how many college age came up and was like, how do I do what Jude is doing? How do I do where Maddie's doing? How do I do where
That's
Gage is
good.
at? How do I speak where like Georgiana or Madison? I want to do this. So that is something where, for me, the first year was, like you said, it really is the proving ground. But the second year is you guys inspired the next generation. You inspired a generation that you're still living in. And that's really cool. And that's something that it's huge. I mean, that is huge. You're inspiring middle schoolers and, Kids Point kids to want to be like you.
Like, there's a place for you guys here as well.
It's
Like,
cool.
there's anybody else.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I know. Layla was asked to lead. Was it Impressions team that day? Like Tim put her in
There you
charge
go,
that
Tim.
morning, and
There
she
you
was
go.
so pumped all morning. And she was like, "Dad, we got to get there early, right?" I'm like, we get there early anyway. Like,
But
calm down.
she was. It was her
But
space.
it was
She
her
wanted it,
time.
yeah.
And she knew that, okay, I have a responsibility now. I have to show up at this time. I got to be there on time. And she made her point several times. Be like, no, we got to be there early. I'm like, yes, I know that.
Mom, put your shoes on. It's time to go.
We got to go. We got to be there because I'm in charge today. And I'm going to be the one leading this group. And that for her, I mean,
What
an
honor,
11-year-old,
though. Yeah.
an 11-year-old to be not only leading her age group but other adults as well. I mean, that's a massive responsibility in her eyes to go, okay, today's my Sunday where I'm going to get to do this, and I'm going to be in charge of these people. I mean, it's to see her go through that energy and have that and then our other 2 kids were involved in the Haps video, and so that was another thing. Like, our whole family got to be involved with it and enjoy this Sunday of Young Guns, and just to see that, all you guys do this. It was just so much fun. It was great. Yeah. In the first year, I think it was just everybody didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, because we'd never done anything like
we've never
that
done
here.
it before.
This was,
So they were like, what's this? What is this? What's happening today? Especially probably for people who walked in for the first time. They're like, why are all these young people, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And so when you come around and do it again, it's like, okay, this time the sequel is better than the first, only because it's going to be more exciting and everybody else is in. Everybody's all in.
It's Empire, bro.
Yeah.
It's the New Hope and Empire. Except we're not next year. We're not dropping
That's right.
Return of the
No,
Jedi.
right,
We're going to something way better, like Rogue One or something.
Hey,
gotta
everybody,
call it something.
I just encourage everyone to invest into this next generation.
Yeah,
It is
seriously.
so important. They are the future. They are what's coming for this church. And when we're all old, they're the ones that are going to be in charge and pushing that next generation in. So
Yeah, and I want to shout out like all of you guys that supported. Let me just run down some quick numbers. So this is just from this summer. This is what was invested. Okay, so just this summer we invested. There was $7,000 just invested from people that gave to so students could go to summer trips.
that's awesome.
There was several man hours of people that were volunteers that wanted to help donate time, whether it was coming through the car wash or coming through any of the events that we had. The Spring Fest that we did leading up to Easter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, thank you guys, because there is so much more. That goes so much farther than you know, that you just take the time, because this generation, I think Gia being in it, I think you'll agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be told what to do. You just want to know that you have the opportunity to ask.
Yeah.
And somebody that will invest, that will find the best version for you to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in the line of work that they see, or you go into something else, or you go far beyond this church.
Yeah, we
right?
just need an open door.
Yeah. It's open the door and invest on them. Just give them that investment, because I think that for you guys that's what my generation didn't get. And I think that's what made us so upset, because we walked in and we didn't get the perfect job with the perfect hours when we walked out of college.
Yep.
But for your generation, you have the opportunity. So guys, invest in them.
Yeah.
Just to have a conversation with them. This generation is so much smarter.
If all you can do is pray for these
Seriously.
these young people.
Yeah.
Like,
they experience things
Yeah.
that we experienced when we were 20 years old at 10. I mean,
Oh
they're
my gosh.
having revelations of identity and and gender and life and careers at 10 years old, and we didn't have them until we were in our 20s. Give them the opportunity to wow you with what they're dealing with, and to be encouraged by how they're processing it, and not tell them what to do, but help them walk through those questions.
absolutely.
So please, thank you guys. I love this church. I love what you guys do, because you really do want this next generation to be now. I'm serious. Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to take a second and just say thank you, Carson.
Absolutely, man. I
for
love
putting in
this.
the work. Thank you to your leaders and your
Love you
SLC. You have an amazing team. You guys have a band. I mean, you guys are doing all of it. Yeah.
One shout out from Katie. There it was.
Man, great job. And thank you for investing in my kids, because it is so important. I mean, it is so important, all the way down to Kids Point. And
Amanda, man, she's
we
killing
just signed up George. Our last one is going to be baptized here coming up.
Woo!
Baptism Sunday's coming
Yes.
next month.
That's cool,
And
man.
so-
This is the coolest thing.
Like-
Baptism Sunday is September the 25th, and that's our 13th anniversary.
Yeah.
So we'll be dunking
Yeah.
our last born on our anniversary, and that's
That's
just
so
a really cool picture of God's faithfulness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
That's
he they're soaking it up as well. I mean, shout out to Miss Amanda and Miss
Yeah.
Patricia and all those leaders and people who are teaching in that age group. I mean, that is just as important as you guys are as to the next level. I mean,
It's the foundation, man.
Man, yes.
I mean, you could see it. I mean, we had 45 middle schoolers here yesterday for Glo Up. I mean,
Stunk that
like,
audit.
yeah,
that lobby
and they
up.
did, man. And there were like at least 15 of them were sixth grade, seventh
Yeah.
grade, and why?
Some of them look
why
tiny.
They look
why,
tiny.
why,
tiny,
why are
yeah.
you so invested at 6th, 7th grade something? Because the foundation of what you learned if I had this much fun as a kid in children's church, right? To
Yeah.
use the old term word, children's church. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when I'm in youth group? I mean, that mentality, it's just that foundation. So again, parents, thank you for partnering with us. We are here to help you guys.
Absolutely.
Partner with you guys.
Yep.
So seriously, thank you.
Yep. If you have students at home, bring them on a Wednesday. Hang out if you have to.
Yeah.
Just
You can hang out. You can hang out the whole time, and I promise you, when your
Yep.
kids walk away, they are going
It's
to be
safe.
jumping up and down.
There's
Yep.
security. There's
Background checks for everybody that works.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like, it is a safe space for your kids to be here, for all age groups, and just that way they can invest and be a part of what's going on here.
Yep.
It's so good. We're going to save the youth group stories for another day.
Yeah,
We're going to
we'll do
keep
that.
on going on.
I like it.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're not done just yet. Obviously, got to ask, what are you loving? What are you currently loving right now, Carson?
Man, I am currently loving my team, and I'm loving youth group. For the first time ever, I've been able to, while I've been here, I've been able to be completely hands off, because I've got so many great leaders in place that can run all the different functions. And I caught myself yesterday not realizing, like, we're at the end of the night and I've only done 2 things. And it was just kind of like, wow, okay.
It's crazy. Everyone seems so comfortable this
It
year.
is.
And it's just
it's
so streamlined.
It is. And it's just, I mean, the systems are there and things are running. So I'm loving my job. I'm loving my team. This is awesome. I love this place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gia, what are you currently loving? You performed out in Memphis this summer.
I did.
You didn't even talk
I
about
didn't even
this, by the
mention that
way.
because I think it was I was so nervous about it that when it happened, my brain was like, "All right, we're done. Erase it." And I was like, "Okay." Didn't have to think about it anymore. But I did. It was. Oh wow.
Okay. Besides that, what are you loving right now?
I'm loving music. Just my favorite song right now is "Satellite."
Satellite
by Harry Styles, because why not?
Because
That's what I'm loving right now. I listened to it 5 times before I got here.
5
If I find a song I love,
you run it into the ground.
repeat
I do.
one over
Yeah,
and over.
like hold on.
I do. I repeat it.
I'm just gonna look at these lyrics up real quick.
Oh no,
It's
let's
not
do that.
bad.
Is it bad?
No,
Is
it's
it bad?
not.
Okay, it's not.
It's
bad.
very happy. I think that's why I like
It's
it.
a happy song. That's.
It's like you're in space and you're floating. That's the
Okay.
best way I can imagine
Ooh,
it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want from a song. That's awesome. Katye, what are you loving?
I'll get serious here.
Oh,
Oh.
I am loving recovery
Mm.
and just relearning how to live life and that whole growth process. I'm enjoying sobriety and
great.
being present.
It's good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, Kai.
that's
That's it.
awesome. That is so good. My lovely wife over here, Jacqui, what are you
I'll
loving?
piggyback your deep thinking
Yes, thanks.
because I rolled out of therapy this morning and I'm
Yeah.
loving therapy. And now, ask me a year ago if I loved it, I would have told you. I can't cuss. No, I do not like it. It's painful. Like I
almost made it.
literally,
We almost
I
made
know,
it.
We almost,
We're
made it.
almost
No,
there.
We're gonna make it. We're
We're
gonna make
almost
it.
there.
I paid my therapist
Put
for
that
the
E
first
on
6
there.
months to
That's
convince
it.
her that I was good.
Yeah.
And so, and then
that
like
would be
it's been a
trending.
beautiful thing. Now, is it painful? Yes, but there's so much beauty in having just the space to sit down and just be.
It's that vulnerability
Yeah.
that you have
It's
to
good. So I'm
embrace.
loving is a stretch. I'm liking.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
That's a
Great.
good thing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Jackie.
Yep.
What about you, Carlos?
Okay. Well, listen, Toby Mac dropped a new album last week.
Oh.
Anytime that happens, it's Christmas for
Can
me.
you believe he's still dropping bangers?
Man, it's so good.
Isn't he like
DC
74?
DC
He's
Talk.
like on up there with like Bill
He's
Gaither.
almost
He's
old.
not that old.
He's not up there with
He's
Bill
not that old.
Gaither.
He's
Good
old.
Lord, woman.
He's old though. He is old.
No.
He
He
just
is old.
uses Botox and fillers.
But like, I mean, he's collabing with like.
57. Bill Gaither's like 81.
I mean,
He's old.
Now, I will say this, though. I will say this. If you look at like Toby Mac's progression,
Yes.
right, he has aged.
Oh, he's aged. He's definitely aged.
He hasn't aged as bad as some.
No, yeah,
But
yeah,
dude, he's dropping like straight up.
Still so
bangers
good. He's collabing with so
every
many
single
good
time.
artists on this album.
So good.
Most importantly, DC Talk came back together for a
Yeah, they
song.
did.
I mean, that is everything for me. Some other. He's got like Wande on there. Are you familiar with Wande at all?
No. These are all new names.
Hip hop
to me.
artists. Oh my gosh, listen to you.
New
Listen to
names?
me.
John Reddick.
You need to go back
Do
to
you know
like
who that is? John Reddick?
John Reddick. Torn Wells is on this album.
I know him.
I know him.
I know him.
There we go.
Zach Williams. There's a
him.
lot. Corey Asbury's on this album. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
Corey.
he's collabing with so many people. It's so
Classic.
good. So, hey, shout out to my boy Toby.
That's
Yeah,
right, baby.
Always killing it still.
I'm gonna have to play some of those songs tonight and celebrate
Yes,
recovery.
it's so good. He's so good. Football is kind of back, so we're getting there. Our fantasy football draft is tomorrow. For the
Going back for back-to-back
the
wins
crotchety
again.
burrito. Oh my
This
gosh,
is it,
I
baby.
hope not.
I'm going back.
Goodness gracious.
Call me the 92 Bulls. running it
All is
back.
right in the world. Football's here, and if we can just get some cool weather and some color change, that would be great.
Yeah.
So fall colors come on, and
Well, man, as hot as the summers we had, we got to be owed like
miserable.
at least a month. Like I'm just to the lords of weather. Can we just have 4 weeks? That's all. I don't think it's
Yeah,
a lot. 4 weeks of fall, 4 weeks of winter,
it's tough out there for us. Big
and then
guys,
like
I'm telling
6
you.
weeks of
You're
spring.
jinxing us.
No, we
It's
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
happen.
Why?
Because spring is when I just die.
Is there allergies?
I just
Allergic
die
to
and
those?
it God
Okay,
resurrects
how about
me.
this? I'll buy you a bubble.
I
There we
don't
go.
want a bubble.
Do you know how many people you could hurt with that thing? You could just run into people
It
constantly.
won't hurt enough. I can hurt more people outside of the
All right,
bubble.
we'll
Not
put,
that that's
we'll
my
put,
goal.
all right, we'll put spikes on the bubble.
Okay, yeah, actually,
We
I'll,
good with
I'll
that?
get
Okay,
it.
cool.
I'll
See,
do
that's
that.
all we had to
There
do.
it is,
Yeah.
there it
We just
is.
had in like add javelins.
Hey, quickly, this church is going to Italy. They're sending a group out there.
Yeah,
so
we
if
are.
you want to invest in that and donate to them as well, that'd be fantastic. And pray for that team that's going. They're going here in like in
October
2 months.
26th through
Yeah,
November 4th.
you're going, right?
I am.
And
I
my
will be
wife
there.
is going as well.
Woohoo!
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Carson
Wow,
and
that was
Jacqui in
impressive.
Italy. This is going to
Yeah,
be
it was.
a very
Someone
interesting
needs to
deal.
video.
Somebody might not come
So
back.
I need
He
someone to
left me at the
vlog.
train station. It wasn't
Hey,
on
remember
accident.
that one time we missed the train?
That was a lot.
that
of
was
fun.
so much fun.
That does not sound like fun.
No, it really actually was.
Oh, was
It
it?
was.
Yeah,
Oh,
we took
cool.
a taxi,
Yeah.
and it was hilarious and
And we
amazing.
passed
Considering what you
that
said, the
one
trains were
store.
like, didn't you say like y'all were like crammed in there like sardines or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have made. I
It
had
does
too much
not like
anxiety.
the probably the transit system in New York is nothing compared to the one in Italy. You're literally people are breathing
Nope.
down your neck.
I love
It was for
I
a
love it.
No,
small
I love
person
it.
and everyone being taller than you. It was one of the worst experiences.
Now the nice thing is though, if you
Can't
go
do
to
it.
Asia, then you'll be able to blend in with them as long as you color your hair black.
And
That's so
we're,
wrong.
We're
But
going
just
down.
as
How is
crammed
that?
in though. Have you seen the videos of like they're like
Oh,
pushing
dude,
people
it's
into-
insane, man. Like, why would you say that's wrong? That's not wrong.
Is
My dad's Asian. I can say these things.
okay.
That's true.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
My people represent.
And you have zero.
They don't. I mean, I don't look it, but I mean, he does.
Oh,
Like
my
Mr.
goodness.
Miyagi and the really large Karate Kid. So
Hey, thank you all so much for joining us today. We will be back soon with another great episode.
yeah, we will.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Gia, for joining us
Of
today.
course, anytime.
Thank
Yep.
you, Gia.
You're
Of
always
course.
welcome. Hey, bye.
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 Adios.
Hey.